Hello everyone, VJose42 back again with another review, and today we're going to be reviewing this Prime poker cards, kind of a third edition of the deck. It's basically the same as the previous ones that I reviewed a couple of years ago maybe, except that the quality is, in my opinion, better. The top of the box says Prime. They use a number 1 instead of an I. I guess to a number 1. They also have the R reversed. Just notice that. And it says underneath Prime, Homo Faber Fortuna Suae. Something in Latin. I'm not 100% sure what it means. And then you see this guy in a jester type hat with a big pointy nose and a mask. It reminds me of the Veneziana decks. And obviously it's Italian style. And it's just playing cards on the bottom. And there's red and there is blue. On the one side it says Prime Poker Cards is a brand of EBS, PrimePokerCards.com. On the other side, official Prime playing cards designed by A. Pr1me and M. Gramacioni. I like that. I like how you say that name, Gramacioni. Top says Italian design. And in the bottom, just some information. You visit prime.it and carta.zayogiprime.com, EBS, Via del Balneario, Rome, Italy. Some added information. And in the back you see the back design, which is a nice back design for a standard deck of cards, featuring some angels and a lot of there's leaves, and there's this here, which could be a pillar or it could be a very fancy number 1, which would make sense one way or the other, I suppose. Seals, there is a seal on there with a angel with red hair and red wings, and a bouquet of pips, basically. We'll look at her in a minute. The original one that I got of this series, which is a first edition, did not have seals, and you can still find them on their website, PrimePokerCards.com, and I think also where I got these, JPPlayingCards.com, you can find them as well, I believe. On the flap it says Prime Series 001. They're all Series 001 for the record. And then on the flap here, a couple of faces. We'll see probably in a bit. I think they're the same ones you see on these jokers, which are on the on the angels. But inside you do get an ad card. That is the angel with the red wings, and you can see she's holding some. It looks like flowers. It's actually a red spade and club and a black heart and diamond pips in her hand. It looks like a bouquet of flowers though. Really cool how they did that. Red wings. It kind of looks like a heart as well, the way her wings are. And then it says in this circle underneath her, Le plus belle carte de Ziogo de la Monde, basically saying the best playing cards in the world. And it says Prime, and again that Homo Faber Fortunae Suae, which I'm not 100% sure what it means. And sorry, I'll probably post in the comments what it means. There's another ad card that's a guy, looks like a homeless bum, and it says play responsibly, because he's probably gambled all his life savings away. They do that in some of their decks, and it's a nice thing to do. Remind people to play responsibly. Here's your back design. These guys are known for very thin borders. I think the original ones had even thinner borders. Well, you can see this does kind of look like, well, it's either some kind of a column or it is a number 1, which would make sense, like I said. A very nice back design, especially for like a standard type of deck. This is basically the version of a rider back, if you will. One joker, says Joker in red in the corners, and you see a clown guy with the pointy nose. He's a hand puppet, and he's got strings tied to some of his fingers to control him. We're all a bunch of puppets. We're like that person right there, really, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things. The other Joker says Joker in black, and you got the same guy, but you just see his head with no body. Nothing strange there. The aces. Let's get to the ace of spades. The ace of spades has a 1 in it. You see the angels in there. And it says prime poker cards at the bottom. Very nice. Simple. Ace of hearts has the same woman that's on the ad card and on the seal. Within there. It's a little bit hard to see her. The ace of clubs has a 1 at the top. And again the 2 angel heads just like we saw on the flaps of the box. And the ace of diamonds features again one of the angels, which pretty much tells me that one is the ace of hearts and this is the other one, and the ace of clubs has both of them, so they're all there. Court cards, pretty much standard, a little bit different than what we're used to, but at the same time basically the same idea. It almost looks like they took a USB-C court card and just, customized it a bit. All of them, by the way, do say prime, or they have 1s on them as well in some cases. And then number cards also basically standard. Not a big surprise. These cards have a very nice stock, very similar to a bicycle. They are, crap. Here we go again, throwing cards on the floor. I always have to do that. Like I was saying, these cards have a pretty good stock, very similar to a bicycle. They do have a bit of a warp to them, probably because they may be stored upright or sideways or something like that, and they warped. Or because of differences in the climate. I mean, they came all the way from Italy into the UK where I got these, and out of Canada. So it could be some differences. But as you can see, they handle beautifully. They look good with the thin borders. I like them. The original ones that I got, which were the first edition of the 001, they had a much thinner stock. They still felt very nice. They handled pretty nice, but not quite as nice as these ones. There was 2 other prime decks that I've gotten that they've released. One was the Sketch edition, which had basically black and white feel to the court cards, very sketchy. And it was a very nice stock again. It was basically the same as a bicycle stock and finish. And these ones, by the way, do have a embossed linen finish. The other one I got was the Prime Noir, which had a noir theme, a dark theme, kind of like a 1930s mafia theme. And it was fine. The stock was a little bit thicker, perhaps. It didn't handle as good as the sketch deck or the original ones, and certainly not as good as these. But I do have 1 or 2 of those available if anyone is interested. Can't recall if I have any sketch edition decks available. And anyway, so I'll go on with the blue one very quickly. It's the same thing, but I thought I'd show you the color. It's just very nice. I like the artwork. I like the back design. It's up there. It's definitely one of the better decks I've seen, quality-wise. I don't know, how it's going to be durability-wise, because I haven't played with it that much, and to be honest, most of my decks, I don't play with them that much, so durability is not something I can speak of that much. But it seems like it should be up there with, like, USB-C decks. And you can get these on their website, like I said, or elsewhere, like JP Playing Cards. Collectible Playing Cards does not sell them, unfortunately, but they have tons of other decks you can get. And of course, use the code BJOSE32, you get 10% off your order. I just quickly wanted to say that there was something I quickly wanted to say. I can't remember what it was. But I do like these cards. I do like the stock quality and everything. Fittest. I do recommend them to check out, and they're good for practicing Magic and stuff like that. I don't think that they really do any custom decks for anyone, but they do have another one coming up, their own custom deck again. But there's just one preview image. What I was going to say is they do have a couple other decks available on the site, or they used to be able to get a couple of the very first print editions, which are obviously collectible. And they also have a forcing deck that you can get on the website. And they also have what they call a novice deck. A novice deck is a deck that they're selling for beginners in Magic. So you can take the cards and practice with them and not worry about them getting damaged or whatever, because they're not perfect cards. They're basically like the bicycle seconds. That's their own version of the seconds. The novice deck is what it is. They got some kind of a printing flaw or an issue. They can't really sell them, or use them for poker. So they're just selling them cheaper for beginners to use and abuse and get rid of, basically. So that is the Prime poker cards. I like them. Now let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.